Blackton, a boomtown on the edge. The air hung heavy with coal dust and the clang of iron. Blackton, a town forged in the heartland, pulsed with the rhythm of industry. Fortunes rose with the smoke from its foundries, drawing souls seeking their piece of prosperity. It was a melting pot of ambition and dreams, perched precariously close to the southern border, a region simmering with unrest. Few paid heed to the distant rumblings of discontent, their sights set on the riches Blackton offered. William Harding, the town's blacksmith, wiped sweat from his brow, the furnace's heat mirroring the tension brewing beyond the horizon. His anvil rang with each swing of his hammer, shaping not just iron, but the town's destiny. He had arrived in Blackton with nothing but calloused hands and a thirst for opportunity, a story shared by many who called this bustling town home. Life was hard, labor relentless, but the promise of a better future kept their spirits high. The mine shafts, veins of the earth, yielded the coal that fueled Blackton's growth. Men disappeared into the earth's belly each morning, emerging hours later, faces smeared with grime, but eyes gleaming with purpose. Theirs was a dangerous life, yet they faced it head-on, bound by camaraderie and the shared dream of a brighter tomorrow. Their sacrifices fueled the engines of Blackton, driving its relentless progress. The women of Blackton, pillars of strength and resilience, tended to their families and businesses, their lives a tapestry woven with hope and determination. They nurtured their children amidst the clamour, their laughter echoing through the streets. Their hands, calloused yet gentle, provided solace and support, holding the fabric of Blackton's society together. They were the heart and soul of the town, their unwavering spirit its backbone. The summer of 1885 arrived with an unsettling quiet. Gone were the usual traders from the south, replaced by hushed conversations and furtive glances. Rumours of troop movements and border skirmishes filtered through the taverns, carried on the wind that swept in from the plains. The name Corvus, spoken in hushed tones, sent shivers down spines. William, his calloused hand resting on his daughter's head, listened intently to the whispers circulating the saloon. His heart pounded with a mixture of apprehension and defiance. He'd poured his life into this town, sweat and toil solidifying his resolve. He wouldn't let some distant threat shatter their hard-earned peace. His neighbours, hardened by years of toil, echoed his sentiment, their faces grim but resolute. The town council, a mix of seasoned miners and shrewd businessmen, convened emergency meetings. Their faces, etched with years of hard work, were now creased with worry. Debate raged late into the night, the clatter of glasses punctuating the tense discussions. Some advocated for bolstering defences, others for seeking peaceful negotiations. Uncertainty hung in the air, thick and suffocating. As days melted into weeks, the whispers escalated into pronouncements. News arrived of the Corvus army's relentless advance, their black banners casting a long shadow over the land. Panic started to grip Blackton, the fear palpable in the now deserted streets. Families huddled together, their previous laughter replaced by anxious whispers. The looming threat of war had finally descended, casting a dark pall over their lives. The ground trembled under the weight of marching boots. The Corvus army, a black tide of steel and fury, swept across the plains, leaving a trail of devastation in their wake. Their reputation preceded them, ruthless warriors, driven by an insatiable hunger for conquest. Their banners, emblazoned with the raven, a symbol of death and destruction, fluttered ominously in the wind. News of their approach reached Blackton like a bolt from the blue. Panic surged through the streets, turning order into chaos. Families hastily packed meager belongings, their faces etched with fear and uncertainty. The once bustling marketplace stood eerily deserted, stalls abandoned, goods scattered. The air crackled with tension, the silence punctuated by the distant drumbeat of war. William, his heart heavy with dread, ushered his family towards the hastily erected barricades. The clang of hammers echoed through the streets as men, their faces grim, prepared for the inevitable onslaught. Women and children, their faces pale with fear, sought refuge in cellars and makeshift shelters, their terrified whispers swallowed by the growing din of approaching war. The first Corvus scouts appeared on the horizon, black specks against the setting sun. Their arrival triggered a wave of panic. The defenders, outnumbered and outgunned, knew they stood little chance against the approaching might. Yet, fueled by desperation and a fierce determination to protect their homes, they steeled themselves for the impending battle. The fate of Blackton, once a beacon of hope, now hung precariously in the balance. The sun rose on a town bracing for impact. The Corvus army, a black serpent coiling around Blackton, tightened its grip. Cannons roared, their fiery breath raining destruction upon the hastily erected defenses. The earth shook, buildings crumbled, and the air filled with the acrid smell of gunpowder and fear. William, his face blackened by soot and sweat, directed the townsfolk, his voice hoarse but resolute. He had traded his blacksmith's hammer for a rifle, his heart pounding with every thunderous blast. Women, their faces etched with determination, loaded muskets and tended to the wounded, their courage a beacon in the encroaching darkness. Children, their eyes wide with terror, huddled in cellars, their small hands clasped together in silent prayer. Days bled into nights, each hour an eternity under the relentless barrage. The defenders, their numbers dwindling, fought with the ferocity of cornered animals, fueled by a desperate hope of repelling the invaders. Sleep became a luxury, replaced by a constant state of vigilance and fear. Every sunrise brought a renewed wave of attacks, every sunset a somber count of the fallen. Yet even as hope dwindled, the spirit of Blackton refused to die. Stories of bravery and sacrifice echoed through the besieged town, bolstering morale. The blacksmith's son, barely a man, single-handedly repelled a squad of enemy soldiers. A group of miners, armed with pickaxes and dynamite, staged a daring raid on a Corvus encampment. Each act of defiance, however small, served as a testament to the indomitable spirit of Blackton.